Why is Drew Afualo beefing with a man that I beefed with because I worked with him in the real life, bitch, at Longhorn Steakhouse? Babe, he's just as insufferable in real life. Why is Drew Afualo beefing with a man that I beefed with because I worked with him in the real life, bitch, at Longhorn Steakhouse? Babe, he's just as insufferable in real life. Like, he was the most hated person at our Longhorn Steakhouse. Like, had beef with everyone about everything. Like, he's always been like this. Always. Always. Like, emotionally unstable, flipping out. I remember, like, he got mad at me for, like, taking a table or some shit. And this bitch, like, crashed out. Almost quit his job. It was like telling my manager, like, clock me out, clock me out. And you want to know why? Because he wanted to call me a fucking man, but he knew he couldn't. No, so Drew, if you see this, we're mutuals. Obviously love. But we could have a whole podcast episode about this man. Trust me.
I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw this video, I thought this was Buffalo Drew making another video about me. But then I realized this is this demure nigga. This potato with eyelashes is over here, reaching for clout, lying, saying that I was your... you know you made it when somebody with 2 million followers can't just tell a story about how I was disliked at work. You have to lie and say that you were an op. Girl, bro, sit them, but bye. I'm so disappointed in this nigga, you know? When I seen this nigga blow up for saying demure, I was like, yo, I used to work with this nigga. And my ex-wife was like, really? I was like, yeah, I used to work with that nigga at Longhorn over there. Like, I don't really fuck with dude because, you know, I'm afraid of those people, like real life. Like, if you have a mental illness, I don't talk to you unless I have to. And you for sure have a mental illness. Have you seen you? And if I didn't know you, I would have been on your top about how America promotes this mental illness and it's evil. You were all over the place, news, I was very proud of you, honestly, because now you can pay for whatever type of whatever you want to have to your body because you're a whatever. I have no idea what to classify you as. I don't talk to people at work if they tell me they go by such and such. You got it. I don't want no problems with you, never no smoke. But as far as being liked at Longhorn, I most certainly was not liked at Longhorn. That entire staff was full of people who lived to hang out with each other and then come to work the next day and talk about the lowlights of the evening in front of management. So when people wanted me to hang out with them, I respectfully declined. More importantly, I went to work for work. See, people like you go to work to make friends because before you blew up with a made up word, you didn't really have anything going on in your life besides spending 3 hours to get ready for work. Because that's what you would do. You would spend 3 hours to get ready for work, to put on a face that wasn't yours, to perpetuate this mental illness that you have, you know? But once again, I was very happy when you blew up because now you can afford this shit. But to have all those followers, to have all this name, to have such an online presence, to come online capping, saying that we were ops at work. You can't have an op if the op is afraid of you. I was afraid to talk to you at work because you have a mental illness. So there is no way. I got into it with other people at work when they would come for me for no reason and I would just show them that I'm not the one. But if you would have ever said anything negative to me, we wouldn't have had a real altercation because I would have just walked away because you're one of those them, theys. And I don't know how to approach them, them, theys because I'm ignorant. I would have gotten to flaming your ass and gotten fired. And people like you are just low-hanging fruit as far as talking about. The reason why you blew up with that word demure is because people look at you and they automatically feel sorry for you. And in today's society, they feel the need to big you up. to call you beautiful. I can only imagine how many times you've been called beautiful in the past year. And to be honest, I still don't know anything about your personality. I haven't followed you because I would never follow somebody like you. But as far as your physical appearance, you got all that money and fame and clout, and you still look like a potato. When I found out who one of your old romantic partners was, it made me look at them completely different. Since you're a part of the Libiquita community in particular, along with your fellow Libiquita homegirl, because I don't care what she says, she is what you are, whatever that is. And her man, since he is with one of y'all, he's a part of the Libiquita community as well. So I'm just so happy that I...
He was the most hated person at our Longhorn Steakhouse. Like, had beef with everyone about everything. Like, he's always been like this. Always. Always. Like, emotionally unstable, flipping out. I remember, like, he got mad at me for, like, taking a table or some shit.
I was the most hated. Infamous for being hated. And we beefed. Like, we beefed. But you don't even remember what it was about. It was like, maybe like you taking a table or something. And then I went to the managers trying to get you fired, or I threatened to leave and was crashing out over a child. Who do you think the internet, who do you think the sane people on the internet are gonna believe? Somebody who wants to change their body parts so they feel on the outside the way they feel on the inside? Or somebody who they know for just telling the truth, spitting facts? More importantly, like I said, I'm afraid of you people, truth be told. And by you people, I mean anybody with a mental illness. You are just like the person who's dancing crazy in the middle of the street at the stoplight. You don't make eye contact. You mind your own business. I don't doubt that maybe we had a small workplace altercation. I don't doubt it. We work together. It happens. But to come online reaching for clout, saying that, child, that's not very demure. That's not even kind of mindful. It's just pathetic. You got all this money and clout, and you just on the internet line saying that we was beefing. Do you know what beef is? I know you know what beef is. I know for a fact you know what beef is. You know what pork is, you know what chicken is, you know what frijoles are, you know what arroz con whatever, you know what all the food groups are. You eat good. Talking about some damn beef. There's clout reaching ass. Them, they, their, them, and them. And you talking about some, I got so mad because I wanted to call you a man. Why do you think I care about you? Why do you think I cared about you enough to want to insult you personally over a workplace spat? If we had that, I don't remember any negative feelings towards you. I was proud of you when you came up on the internet. But I'm not surprised because you have a mental illness. You see, I'm sure whatever we had was completely blown up in your mind. Just like in your mind, you don't think you were born in the right body. And in the gym, you don't think you were born in the right body either, because you could easily work some of that shit off. But yeah, why would you do that? That would do some work. Or you know what? I have a cousin who's a part of the Libiquita community, and they got their hair lasered off. My nigga, what are we doing with all this shadow? Are you supposed to be one of them, they, those? You got it, my nigga. But Jules wasn't the only former coworker of mine looking for clout. There was a much less famous person in my comment section. You know what?
If you have to get someone's account banned, that just means you could not take the heat. You need to get the fuck out of the kitchen. Like, no one told her to come for his looks or his personal life.
I literally worked with Brandon for about a year. He is a loser who disrespects and can't talk to women properly. John Stone. Oh, John. John, I remember you. You one of those dudes who always seeks the approval of every woman no matter what. You're that dude who's in the friend zone with Emily. I remember. She not gonna let you hit, bro. I wanted to tell you that for a long time when we worked together. Constantly talking about her, thinking about her. She was on your mind 24/7, and she got a whole man. Nobody thinks about their best friend that much, my dude. But before we unpack this statement, I just want to know, is this you? Yeah, I don't really know what to say about all that, bro. I hope you had fun. First of all, I've been going viral for a minute, and now you want to be in my comment section calling me a loser. Emily must like you. Redwood tree. She not gonna let you hit even after she sees this. She has a man. Loser who disrespects and can't talk to women properly. I told y'all we live in a society to where when women say stuff, men are supposed to shut the fuck up. And I don't do that. He thinks I should always shut up whenever a woman is tripping and I'm at work, and I'm not gonna let this dumbass broad affect what I got going on at work. I'm gonna put her dumbass in her place, and she's gonna feel goofy about it because she should have did something nice. Go do something safe. That's what I always used to tell my coworkers when they would try me. Go do something safe, because I'm over here minding my business. He's also a big baby who threatened to call the police because a chef bumped into him. That's actually false on so many counts. I actually did file a police report because a chef bumped into me. We were walking on the same walkway. I made a little bit of space for him. He literally purposely bumped my shoulder. And when I was like, hey, excuse me, you just bumped me, bro. He said, and? See, me, I'm going to be the biggest bitch at work every time. Because if we you're never worth me stepping outside with you and losing my job. So I went to go tell the managers, and the managers did nothing. That is the definition of assault. You made me feel like I was going to have to defend myself at work. So I went to the police and filed a police report. Only then did the managers make him apologize. He didn't even want to apologize to me. The managers made him apologize because they were like, dude, you bumped him. Even if it was an accident. When he told you you bumped him, you said, and? That's not how you talk to people. That's not how you do people. Who the fuck you think you are? So fuck yeah. Get your facts right. I called the police. I didn't threaten shit. But what I remember about you, most of all, is that one day after work, I came home and me and my ex-wife had a really good laugh about this dude at work who went on and on about how much he loves femme pop music. That kind of like, yeah, I'm a girl and I'm feeling free and I don't need no man. These were your exact words, bro. We were crying laughing at you. She was like, what kind of man is this? I said, the kind of man who is in this friend zone with this girl who has a boyfriend. He's always talking about her. He loves her. Emily, John Stone loves you. And I just want any of my former coworkers, anybody who I used to work with who thinks that they want to come in my comment section talking crazy, you should remember, I know what you look like.
Chump, I never understood why people try to play with me. It's probably because I'm light-skinned. But it's like, you know me, you know my mouth, you know how I read. Why do you think I own so many pairs of reading glasses, I read very well. So why in God's name would you try to come for me like that? More importantly, as a server, I was never liked by my peers. And I say the term loosely because they couldn't fuck with me at all. Every single restaurant I ever worked at, I was quickly the best server and one of the top salesmen, if not the best salesman. And I'm not even gonna sit here and say that's opinions. I like math and numbers. And we used to put out a spreadsheet to see who sold the most of what. I was consistently 1 or 2, always, every single week. Every once in a while, somebody would have a good week and top me. But I was always 1 or 2. The best, always. Because I was a salesman, not just a server. And my peers didn't like that because I sold. And I had the work ethic of a chef. So I bust my ass running around the floor while you be sitting around chit-chatting, talking, flirting, doing all your thing. I'm here for this money. More importantly, I took all the extra tables that I could. Like when y'all were lazy and didn't want to do shit, Brandon, can you take table 73? Absolutely. If you see them in a parking lot, I'll serve them. 100%. Because to me, waiting tables was the trap. You go with no money, you leave with money. The more people, the more money. I was about that money. You hear me? Servers as a whole are an entitled, lazy group of people. And for the most part, they're extremely two-faced because they be buddy. And this is another reason why I don't like to hang out with them. They be buddy-buddy. But as soon as they don't like somebody, they talking all types of cash shit about them. Personal cash shit behind their back to anybody who will listen. That's how servers roll. So of course, I was not well liked among a group of two-faced people and people with mental illnesses. I was the server who felt like I had to earn my 20%. Other servers are entitled. Me, I pay rent, I pay electric, I pay gas, I pay a car note, I pay car insurance, I pay a phone bill. I pay streaming services. I can only imagine if somebody asked me for 20% on top of that and they ain't did shit for me. I had to earn that 20%. My work ethic made me disliked among my fellow servers. More importantly, I never wanted to hang out with them niggas. Ever. Even if I did like y'all, I see you niggas 40 hours a week. I don't want to kick it with you after work. I thought you people were sick, honestly. You want to always hang out with the people you see all day after work? What kind of shit is that? It's weird. Have you no life outside of this restaurant? And then y'all love to date your coworkers. That is the lamest shit. Y'all be so damn lame dating where you work. You can't go outside and find no girl ever. All just lame. Lame as hell. I used to love being a waiter. I loved my job, but I did not like my peers. They were lame and two-faced.